Hello my friends, I am G Hondo and welcome back to our Let's Play of OpenTTD Season 2. This is episode 63. Episode 62 was spent in its entirety in getting this mission here, this Dawnford factory, up and running. It was quite a little adventure. For those of you who haven't seen it yet, basically what happened, and you can even see some of the evidence here. I first started off by accidentally connecting this factory instead of this factory, but I didn't notice that right away. So I went ahead and I connected the route all the way over here to a farm. Um, but I decided that the production here wasn't really all that good, so I should go ahead and extend the route, which I did, over here, around, and down to this farm, way down here. So far so good, right? So I let the train run for a while, and I couldn't help but notice that this thing still hadn't updated that it was actually receiving any goods, and that's when I noticed, this is the factory we want, not this one. So I then of course, had to make a little um, road adjustment here, and finally we have a train delivering stuff to the factory that actually requested it. Right at the end of the last episode, we also had this new mission pop in I haven't looked at yet, so let's look at that right now. Okay, so it's a goods mission to this city of Giebrook. So let's try to find something vaguely nearby that can produce goods for us. That's a mine. So there's a factory there. That's one option. What else have we got nearby? There's another factory there. An oil refinery there with a nearby, and then we could just do a straight shot train all the way down. I think that's what we're going to do. So I'm going to have a boat hauling oil to this refinery, and then we'll just haul a train to haul the actual goods across. That'll work. All right. So let us start with ship docks. And we will, of course, need to build canals, because that's a bit too far inland for that to reach. And then we'll need an aqueduct somewhere over here. There we go. To connect that. Excellent. And as I recall from just the other episode there, where I had forgotten, you need to have a little hill for the actual ship dock to live on. I still haven't figured out why that is, but you do. The dock needs to be on a bit of a hill. Couldn't tell you why, but that's okay. Anyway, let's get us a depot. Let's say right about there. That'll do. And let's get a boat, one of those shiny new oil tankers. There it is. Excellent. All right. So this is oil to Giebrook. Excellent. So the route shall be depot, docks, and always the tricky part, there it goes. I can never remember where exactly the clicking point on this field is. It's a bit weird, but anyway, that's fine. So we can let that get going. Again, I'm going to leave the large route over here as a boats to watch, just because there's so much more traffic. But at this point, I just want to watch and make sure that this boat actually makes it properly. But before I do that, I'd like to also finish setting up the rail. Yeah. Somewhere down here, there it is Giebrook. Let's try and find a decent spot for this. There, okay, that'll work. That will work just fine. Then we need to drag the rail itself out there. And it's pretty much a straight shot the vast majority of the way. It's just at the very end here we'll have a tiny corner, but that's no big deal at all. That will be fine. And then we'll plunk in our depot Let's say right there, that will do. And we can get ourselves a goods train. I'll just do 2 cars, that's plenty. You don't want to do a lot of goods at once or the city will stop accepting them for a while, and that's really, 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 really annoying. Okay, so this is goods to Geobrook. Awesome. And its route shall be from the depot to Geobrook up to there. And again, I'm not going to do full loads for this one. I will close this off though and give us this so we can watch it. Okay. Alright, there we go. Let's now watch our ship here start bringing in some oil. I suppose I could have told these to be a single unit, but I guess it doesn't really matter too much, because this side's only ever going to be accepting oil, and this side's only ever going to be dumping out goods, so it's not a huge deal. I could have, though. It really, there's no reason I didn't, other than I forgot to, but it's not going to affect what we're doing positively or negatively, so not a big deal. Let's put the speed up here and get the boat over to here. Actually, what I could do, if I temporarily tell you to full load, that way at least on the first trip you'll bring at least some oil. I don't want this thing to be full loads most of the time, so. But now at least it will haul a little bit of oil, so there'll be at least a couple of goods here for this train to work with right away, which will be good. So 13,000 units of oil will turn into 8 goods. Okay, fair enough. And by the time it gets there, though, yeah, there'll be plenty for it, so no problem. And this train here finally has at least a little bit of cargo for us. And we know it's okay because it arrived up there. This part here was totally fine, so no problem there either. And that should activate that. Oh, and while that was going, we got another mission here for the very same city, but this one's a passenger mission, so. Okay, so this is almost full loading, that's very good. I'm going to let this one go, I just want to make sure it's profitable before I close that window. It should be, it certainly looks like it should be. And then we'll sort out getting passengers here to Geobrook. Probably by plane, because the only other close city is over here and they're tiny. So I'll probably make this a plane route. But I'll sort that out in a moment. First I want to watch this boat here. Bringing in 258,000 liters of oil, and that should give us quite a few crates here. Oh yeah, that's plenty. This is good. And it is itself definitely profitable, which in turn means this train, once it gets to pick up an actual full load, should be as well. Excuse me. In fact, that's enough for a couple trips, so that's good. That'll give this ship here time to get back and forth as well. So I think this will work out pretty well. So we can close that. Want to speed up again for a minute, just to let this train get in. But I'm quite sure this is going to be a plenty profitable route, so that shouldn't be a problem at all. My only real concern is that they stop accepting goods. So what I think I'll do to help prevent that is I'm going to add in a truck loading bay attached to this, but on this side of the city here. And that way, so this station and this train station both count as one unit. So I have all the coverage from that train plus this road depot, and that will split out the goods a little more evenly, which should slow down the oversaturation of goods there. Okay, in the meantime, I'm going to also, let's get down an airport. Do I have the hub airports yet? No. Okay, we'll just do a standard large airport. I could even connect this as part of the same structure. It wouldn't really make a difference. Just a case of where I can put this thing, because it takes up a lot of room. And it doesn't seem to want to attach to Geobrook, even though it is pretty close to it. Not sure why that is. Oh, because these are nothing but cargo, and it'll only want to attach to passenger type stations. Like that, and again, just to create a more even balance, I'll add a bus station somewhere on this side to try to, oh, they don't want any more stations. They think they've got enough. Okay, never mind. Alright, so now we have an airport too. Do I have any other airports already nearby? Aquich doesn't have one. Prarton doesn't. That doesn't, but I probably should give them one since they're over 80,000 now. Okay. Then I will just go and build an airport, if it'll let me, over here as part of Cheathwaite. But I don't know if it's going to let me get that close enough, but we'll try it. We can only try, right? Yeah, these are going to definitely be separated stations because it's way too far. The city's grown so much. Alright, well, let's try on the slightly smaller Broness side. Must be some building there I'm not seeing. Yeah, it's going to be a completely separate thing. That's okay. Maybe we'll find some other city a little closer and not quite as crazy sized. Let's get back to where I am. How is... Yeah, this is a decent sized city. Let's just give them an airport as well. That will do. And they should allow me to build a passenger bus station on this side. But they don't want to. Okay, never mind. These people don't want to be serviced very well, I guess. Such is life. Oh, we actually have helicopters now. I never even noticed. I could have done this as a helicopter route. That's okay. The next thing we build by air will be a helicopter, because I like them. Let's sort by cargo capacity. And yes, the Darwin is the best one. It's the Darwin 300. So that's what we will use. Excellent. So this is St. Whitdown. To Geobrook passengers. Okay. You're going to make sure we're on passengers. It should already be, but let's just make sure. And set the route. So, from the hangar to the airport, to the hangar to the airport. There we go. That is your route. Actually, do I want high capacity or high speed? I actually think I want high speed. So I think I'm going to actually make a quick change here. Pretty sure I already have this set to do, but I'll just make sure it's set to do it right now. Actually, would rather... I got thinking about that about 3 seconds after I clicked on it. I really would prefer speed over capacity, so... Yes, that was kind of a waste of a bunch of extra clicks, but that's okay. So this is our new guy right here. Yeah, I don't have these lined up very well, but that's okay. So this monstrosity runs at this 2,000 kilometers per hour, which basically means it makes that trip in about 5 seconds. Which is, well, frankly, really, really awesome. I do really like this plane upgrade that we got just recently. It is absolutely delightful. In fact, we can probably, yeah, we can see both airports. Excuse me, my voice is cracking here. We can see both airports on the same screen, so we'll watch. And I don't even have the game on high speed. This is just on normal. You'll see just how fast this thing zips across. And that's it. It's across. Now it's just coming in for the landing. That is craziness. I like it. It does mean, though, at this distance, I probably really should have just used helicopters, but that's okay. We'll use helicopters shortly for something else. They have enough passenger traffic. Won't be quite a full plane, but it'll be very close. Yeah, passengers are full, the mail is almost full, so that's close enough. Yeah, I guess coming this way it's even faster because it doesn't even have to come up and turn around. It just comes straight in. That's fantastic. Absolutely fantastic. Okay, so it's a profitable plane. Again, it's got full load of passengers and almost full mail. That is good enough for me. Alright, so all our missions are now running happily. Obviously, the ones we just put in are all very low percentage, but that's fine, to be expected. But things are rolling. I like it. Fantastic. There's the boat up here again. That's almost full loads. This must have still decent production. Yeah, that's pretty good. Which in turn means we have plenty of goods here all the time. It's to a point where I could actually start adding more cars here, but I don't want to overload the city and have them start dropping them off. Or excuse me, like dropping goods acceptance off. The other thing is, of course, this oil well will eventually start to dry up a little bit, and we won't be bringing in as much oil, so it'll be good to have a bit of a stockpile to help get this mission over before that happens too much. So that would be good. So I think the next mission we're going to be completing is probably going to be this valuables mission here. Most likely. It's by far the furthest along. Or possibly this iron ore, because it's also a pretty small quantity, and it's not that far behind. But we'll have to wait and see. We'll plug the speed up just a little bit here. And I'm actually watching, I just want to make sure that this actually moves at some point, and that we're not at a spot where we're out of iron. This is definitely running, so this is just from a bank to a bank. But I haven't seen this number move in a while, so I want to make sure it's actually going to move. It's a very, very long trip it's got. Very, very, very long trip it's got. Okay, so there is still stuff there. It's just a really long trip. Okay, that's fine. So that will start to update. And we just broke 100 million, which is awesome. And I think that's actually a pretty good place to put in a cut at this point. So until next time, folks, stay calm, and I hope you'll come and chill with me again in the next video. Thanks for watching. Bye now.